Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Drive Thru. I'm Tony T with here on demand Tuesday through Saturday. So make sure you hit that like, subscribe, set notification, be live with us to get the plays here on the Drive Thru now on demand. Our goal is to give you 6 picks from 6 cappers Tuesday through Saturday. And if you're looking for our best bets, well, just click the link in the description. That'll take you right over to Pick Dog's room where you see leaderboards showcasing top performers. So go ahead and get signed up. So let's go ahead. Let's get the Drive Thru started here for the Friday slate. Let's bring in Millz, who catch him over on the Big Dogs YouTube channel. Millz, what's going on?
Man, what's going on, man? How you doing today, Tony?
Doing great, doing great. All right, preseason football here. We move over to the Friday slate, 7:30 Eastern time. Features Eagles and Jets. We see the Jets going to be favored too. The total sits here 34 and a half.
Yeah, man, looking at both these teams, I'm looking at their backup quarterbacks, and, the second backup quarterback on both these teams got a lot to play for. So, one thing I like in that is the second half game. The second half game, I think, is definitely going to be able to be something that we can tackle on the over. When you look at the Eagles' first game that they played against the Bengals, they was able to hit the over in that game. Looking at all the quarterbacks that they got lined up behind them, they got Torres, Robinson, the quarterback from UCLA. The thing is this, man. His last couple of games, he only went for about 56 yards in both of his starts. Not really going over 85 to 90 yards. And the backup quarterback behind that is Tanner Mackey. And he's actually been passing the ball decent for him. So, it's going to be one of those things to where you're trying to figure out you're going to keep one of those quarterbacks to be the third string quarterback because they did draft Kyle McCord. He's going to be actually taking a lot of snaps in this game as well. I think he's the penciled in, going to be on the team. Between those two quarterbacks, you got to figure out who's going to make it. Now, when we look at the Jets in this spot, man, I like this quarterback, Adrian Martinez from my college, K-State, man. He's been passing that ball for him out there, going for over 100 passing yards in both the games out there. And the guy behind him is nobody that you're really going to kind of see, I think, playing too many minutes. But I just like Adrian Martinez. I got to take this game to go over. The 1-1 on this game going over. It's a low score, but I definitely think we get this game to at least 37 points or more.
All right, we've got Millz here going to go Eagles, Jets to go over. Total here at 34 and a half. Yeah, a lot of battles on that field here for that backup position here, no doubt about that. Adrian Martinez, you always like the fact that you have that running style quarterback who can kind of break apart third, fourth, even fifth string defenses for big plays.
Yeah, man, and both of them got quarterbacks like that on each side. You got the legs on the Robinson on the other side too. So it's like if the passing game ain't there, hey, at least they can get down the field and extend those drives and at least get you at least 3 points. And the thing I like about this Jets team is, new rookie coach out there, so he's definitely going to want to go out there and see exactly how his team can play and put up points. You already know the story with the Eagles, but the same thing could be said about them to where I think that they're a team that relies on their depth and their bench. So I think this is going to be a game to where, it's going to be cutting days, pretty much in a week after this. So, week 3 for me preseason is always a good game to see exactly where your players lie at and who's going to make that 53 team roster.
There you go. There, the pick will be Eagles Jets over 34. Now, don't forget DTR here on that, also in play here on that Eagles side. Of course, he's trying to get a roster spot. Not the greatest regular season quarterback, but DTR is someone you can count in the preseason to make plays.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, But now when you look at who they got kind of back up behind there, are they going to keep 3 quarterbacks? Because if they are, they're probably not going to dress them. And they, like I said, they drafted Kyle McCord from Syracuse. So to me, I think he's penciled in the spot for him for sure for the Eagles. But yeah, DTR, not just this team. He's going to probably look and try to impress another team. I remember when he was back up for the Cleveland Browns, he had some good games over there that, had other teams taking shots on him and thinking, hey, all right, maybe we can get him on our system and he can show us something. And I'm still a little bit tad believer, but not if you can't pass consistently over 90-something yards in a preseason game. And like I said, Tony, both those games that he played in so far, he's right around that 56 mark.
All right, there we go with Millz, Eagles, Jets over 34 and a half. This one, 7:30 Eastern time. All right, Millz, your content, producing content over at Pick Dog's YouTube channel. Of course, we look forward to UFC videos. And, of course, you've got your prop shop going.
Yeah, man, we hit him over the head last week with UFC Bet With Me series, UFC 319. Gave out some good dogs that cash. I was wrong on one though, man. I was on Driscus Duplessis. Definitely, man. Hamzat came over there and took the belt from him easy, dominated him. He landed 529 strikes and set a world record. The fight before that, we had Leron Murphy. We was able to get that win, and we had a lot of unders that hit as well, man. So definitely want to check out the UFC Bet With Me series. We just dropped it yesterday. This week it's going down UFC Shanghai. It's going down at 12 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. So the main card starts at 3 a.m. in the morning. We already went over the best bets for you guys on that. The prop shop, we drop it here daily for you guys. Went over WNBA for you guys. Went over all the best home runs, hits, strikeouts, and then we'll always reference them by the sports shop plays betting to us to let you guys know if these bets are hitting at that 60% clip, 80% clip, all the way up to that 100% clip. So yeah, the prop shop is hot. You can't go a day without it. You check in every now and then. You get a home run prop that's plus 375, and the one bet like that can make up for a losing day.
That's right, guys. Hit that like, subscribe button, and of course, be notified when those videos drop. Prop Shop and UFC there from Millz. All right, Millz, it's always great having a show. Have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you soon.
All right, man. Hit the like, hit the subscribe.
All right, Millz here on the Drive Thru. All right, continuing here on the Drive Thru. Now it's time to bring on Big Al McMordie. You'll find him over at Pig Dog Prim with outstanding numbers over the past 12 months and more. Let's bring him in right now with CFL action. Big Al, how's it going?
Pretty good, Tony. How are you today?
Doing great. All right, here we go to the CFL for Friday. Got Edmonton and Ottawa going head-to-head here. We see Ottawa favored 3. Total sits at 53.5.
Yeah, I mean, when I look at this game, I look at the Ottawa Red Blacks coming into this game off a 30-27 loss at Winnipeg last week. Edmonton comes in off a win. They defeated Toronto 28-20, and this is actually the second meeting this season between these two teams. The first meeting was exceptionally high scoring, 39-33. Edmonton won that game. 72 total points were scored. It went over the total of 52.5 by 19.5 points. But in the CFL, when you look at very high scoring first meetings, then the second meeting tends to go under. When the first meeting combined for 63 points or more, then the second meeting has gone under just a little bit over 60% of the time. So that's one reason I like the under 53.5 in this game. I also will note that the Ottawa Red Blacks are now 22-5 under the total if the over-under line was 49 or higher, and they went over the total in their previous game, which of course against Winnipeg, the 30-27 game did go over the total. So I like the under 53.5. It's a point higher than the previous meeting. The odds makers have made a tiny adjustment, but I think we'll run the other way and we'll take the under.
All right, Big Al here on Ottawa. Edmonton go under total 53.5 points in this one. Now, just out of curiosity, Big Al, how many years have you been handicapping CFL?
Well, I've been handicapping. This is my second year, having a nice season. I created the database, that I'm using before last season. And the data goes back over 20 years. But I put it all into the database, and now I can do all the research I need to do. So last year was more of a feeling out year. I think our record last year was 36-33 or thereabout. And then we're having a nice year this year, my second year, as I kind of get my legs under me.
There you go. Big Al on Ottawa. Edmonton under 53.5 for this one. All right, Big Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Print for the Friday action. Heading to a big weekend of action here. Of course, a lot of baseball, NFL preseason, college football not too far away here. Big Al approaching 13,000 units of profit over the last 12 months. That is all documented. Go to Big Al's handicapper page. You can verify all those numbers. As a matter of fact, link in the description will take you right to the site so we can verify all these numbers from Big Al. See him top right there, last 12 months, number one. Big Al, what you got on for sale?
Well, as I mentioned, having a nice year in the CFL this year, and we're going to have on Saturday 2 sides and 2 totals in the 2 CFL games. I'll have a college football play also as this college football season kicks off on Saturday. May have an NFL preseason play. Don't yet know about baseball on Saturday. As far as Friday goes, I'll be looking at WNBA and baseball. Haven't narrowed it down yet, but that's probably going to have a WNBA play on Friday.
There you go. Get on board with Big Al over at Pick Dog Premium. See the great results from Big Al. Long-term subscriptions available, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, even the 1-year All Sports Pass. So get on board. Promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. You can add another capper, multi-cappers with a multi-capper promotion, even greater value there. Once again, to find Big Al's page, just hit the link in the description. Land on the premium site, upper right-hand corner. Look at the top of the leaderboard for the 12 months. Hit Big Al's link and go ahead and get signed up. All right, Big Al, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that great success, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks, Tony.
Big Al here on the Drive Thru. All right, continuing here on the Drive Thru. Now it's time to bring in Ashley Olsen, making her debut here on the Drive Thru. Find her over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's bring it in right now. Ashley, how's it going?
Hey, Tony, doing pretty well. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Of course, your first time here on the Drive Thru, here in front of the Drive Thru audience. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, for sure. So, 30 years old. I live in Dallas, Texas. I've been with Pick Dogs for almost a year now, just about exactly. So, too bad that it's taken me this long to get on the Drive Thru, but better late than never, and really happy to be on the show moving forward. Obviously, we have football season here this weekend, so can't wait to get into that. But we are still grinding through the end of the MLB season. Definitely still some work left to do there as well. So happy to be here, happy to be a part of the team, and looking forward to chatting with you.
Yeah, I'm happy to have Ashley here. One of the reasons we went to On Demand, so we have more flexibility, more of a time frame where we can fit the cappers into the show. So really excited here. So let's get to baseball here. Looking here at the Friday action, Nationals and Phillies. We see the Phillies here favored $1.70. Total coming here at 9.5.
Yeah, so I'm actually looking at the Phillies on the run line on this one. As it stands right now, I can see it on FanDuel. You should be able to grab them on the run line for about plus 116 at the moment. It's Taijuan Walker and Cade Cavalli on the mound for this. Taijuan Walker, he's been in phenomenal form recently, 2.45 ERA in his last 5 starts. In his outings against the Nationals this season, he's a 2.12 ERA in those 2 games. He's, of course, going to be backed up by the really powerful Phillies offense as well. Finally, it looks like they're rebounding from what was kind of a slump through July. I hesitate to call it a slump because I think they were only about 1 game behind 500, but that has been Philadelphia's only losing month of the season so far, but they're finally coming out of it. They're 13-6 in the month of August already, including winning their last 4 straight games. Now, Cade Cavalli is going to be making his 4th start for Washington. Through his 3 games, he's actually been throwing really well, and one of those outings did come against Philadelphia. He threw 7 scoreless. Now, even though he didn't give up any runs, he did give up 7 hits in that outing, so it's not like Phillies didn't have any success against him then. This also was last week, and even though I just previously mentioned the Phillies have been great through August, they did have a slow week last week. They struggled to put up some runs against Cincinnati and Washington, but since then, they've put up 40 runs in their last 4 games, so the bats are hot. I really think we're going to see Cavalli get tested here. I think Philly can absolutely get to him. It's been a really small sample size, of course, but Cavalli did get ripped in his 1 road start this season so far, and we know how phenomenal Philadelphia is at Citizens Bank Park. So I'm going to take the Phillies on the run line today.
Yeah, actually, Phillies on the run line now. We just saw the Phillies smash the Mariners, and of course the Phillies, dealing with some injuries, right? Wheeler with that issue with his shoulder, looks like a blood clot, I think is what they said it was, a concern there. Christopher Sanchez, about the only reliable pitcher you can count on. Suarez, we've seen a little bit ups and downs with him.
Yeah, there's been some regression in those starting pitchers, definitely, but Taijuan's really stepped up to the plate, and I think he's throwing probably the best that he has in several years. So he's been looking pretty good the last few weeks.
He certainly has. All right, we've got Ashley here on Phillies run line. Going to lay the run in half. You're getting plus money here, plus 116 against the Nationals. This one at 6:45 Eastern time. All right, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Premium here for the action on Friday. Heading to a big weekend here with baseball. We got the NFL preseason, college football week 0 here on Saturday. So a lot going on. Ashley's showing great results over the last 30 days. What you got going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, lots going on. So, of course, you can still get my daily MLB best bet, of course, but with week 0 coming up here in college football, I already have a best bet of Saturday's board available, so you can grab that. Of course, if you want a longer-term package, you can grab a 3-day packs, a week, a month. I even have my long-term football packages up there. So if you want to combine college football with NFL, you can grab that all in one place and definitely use our code PICK to get 15% off. That'll definitely save you a lot of money there. So check it out. There's something for everyone, and we're planning on winning a lot this season. So.
Yeah. So Lily, get on board with Ashley Olsen over at Pick Dogs. Hey, you guys love that 3-day pass on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, filled with a lot of baseball, week 0, college football, and of course that promo code PICK. Save that 15% off. All right, Ashley. Great having you on the show. Looking for great more videos with you. Have yourself a great weekend, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks, Tony. You too.
All right. We'll see you, Ashley, here on the Drive Thru. All right, let's continue here on the Drive Thru. Let's bring up Alex Smart. If I'm over at Pick Dogs, bring in Alex right now. Alex, what's going on?
How you doing, Tony? Yeah,
Doing
we're
great.
going to get
Great. Looking forward to looking forward to this NFL preseason getting over with as we move into week 3 of the preseason. And I know you're going to be looking here at this NFL contest here on Friday between the Chiefs and the Bears. We see the Chiefs here favored $1 here, favorite 1.5 here, total 42.
Yeah, and I think the novice bettor would just look at this, and maybe even some sharp bettors probably look at this and say, hey, that's decent value with a brand name like Kansas City. They've already established themselves, great football team. But I think it's the other way around. And I have to honestly say, maybe I was a little impressed by the way the Bears just destroyed the Bills in week 2. And I'm not going to read way too much into it, but you can read a lot into the concept that this team came out to play, from top to bottom. And once again, we're looking at a new head coach, Ben Johnson. And he, if you remember correctly, and I know you do, he was the guy behind Jared Goff, sort of like, coming back into prominence again. And, I really think that he's going to do a lot for this offense this year. Like I said, we're not going to take too much from that game, but I was impressed. And I just, the way I look at this, Holmes is supposed to play a few snaps at least. And but the Bears are going to have some of their starters obviously in the lineup, and I just think they're playing to win. I think it's very important for them to win, to set a tone, and sort of get this franchise back on its feet again. Great franchise, great fan base, but I think definitely that's the situation. Looking at some of the long-term trends associated with this, you have to respect the Bears' ability, at least historically, to come up with wins here. They're 9-2-1 SU and 11-1 ATS run in preseason football, 10-3-1 ATS in the last 14 road preseason games, and 9-1 ATS in the last 10 over that same period. Overall, as an underdog since 2015, they're 17-4 ATS. Now, past results don't guarantee, what's going to happen here on Friday night. But one thing for sure is we're going to see a Chicago Bears team that's out to play, a KC team that's more interested in staying healthy. And if you want to look at the trends, be technical about it, let's go with Chicago. And I'm going to go with Chicago anyway, whether the trends were pointing that way or not.
All right, Alex, here on the Bears here, plus 1.5 here against the Chiefs. So high here on this coaching change here for the Bears. And, of course, your really thoughts here on the Chiefs, the team, that got to the Super Bowl. Will there be a hangover? What's your thoughts here with Denver rising in the AFC West? The Chargers will always be there. Raiders, upgrade to Pete Carroll. What's your thoughts here about the Chiefs this year?
Well, hey, maybe Mahomes and company will have to mean business this year. And this will not be one of the games that is important for them to mean business in. Like I said, staying healthy is the most important. Denver is on its way up. Locke is a up and coming quarterback. We'll see how healthy he can stay. There's a lot of with the NFL, and this as well as I do. There's a lot of we'll say variables that will put into consideration what happens during the year. Futures bets are all great, but that's what they are. They're futures bets, and they're and the variations in the value is important, and where you think some of these teams will go based on previous history and maybe what the roster looks like going into the season, and of course injuries, which we can never balance anyway into our futures bet.
That's why, Bo Nix there showing some promise there with Denver. Some people like in Denver.
Bo Nix. I'm so locked up.
There's still a Champagne back in the Champagne day, back in the day. But Bo Nix, promising there, no doubt here. But we got Alex here on the Bears, plus 1.5 here against the Chiefs. This one to begin here at 8:20 Eastern time. All right. Let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium, heading into a big Friday card with a lot of baseball on the board. We got some W, of course, preseason football, but Saturdays, here comes a big card of preseason football. We got college football week 0 and more. Alex, we've improved profit in the last 7 days. What you got going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, tonight on Friday night we're gonna probably it looks like at this point it's going to be a pass. We're going to have one game, a game of the week from the NFL this week, and that's all I could see. Right now I've won 4 of 6 games. You have to be more precise in what you're sort of betting in preseason, from my perspective anyway. And there is some great angles on this game that I'm going to be previewing as my game of the week. It's going to be a side selection. And, of course, we're always going to have college baseball. I'm looking forward to college football. We've got WNBA action. I'm on a 9-2 run heading into Thursday night's action. And just looking to motor along here into college football season, which starts, next week.
That's right. Yeah, I'm with Alex over at Pick Dogs Premium. Good results over the last 7 days. You guys like that 3-day pass here over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, filled with baseball, week 0 college football. So get on board, use that promo code PICK, save that 15% off as well. All right, Alex, as always, great having your show. Continue that great success, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
You as well. Alex Smart here on the Drive Thru. All right, let's continue here on the Drive Thru. Let's welcome back. Well, we bring it back here. Tony Brown here. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. This on demand now will allow us to bring on more cappers. It's tough to run a show on a static start time, but I think this on demand is going to work out a lot better. You're going to see a lot more cappers here on the Drive Thru on demand. Let's say hello to Tony Brown. Tony Brown, welcome back to the Drive Thru.
Thanks, man. It feels good to be back. Thanks for having me again.
Excellent. All right, let's get to it here, Tony Brown. We move Major League Baseball to a rivalry game here. We're getting late in the season. It's getting exciting. The Yankees and Red Sox. We see the Yankees $1.57 favorite. Total sits here 8.5.
Yeah, this might be my best play on the week. I love this rivalry right here. I'm not going to say it's the best rivalry in sports. I know those Ohio State, Michigan guys would debate me, and the Lakers, Celtic guys would debate me. But it's definitely the greatest rivalry in baseball. You got Yankees, Red Sox. It doesn't matter what these two teams' records are. They throw it all out on the line when they play each other. And I just love the Yankees in this spot because at this point, the Yankees were on a 5-game win streak to start game 1 of this series. So they're either going to be on a 6-game win streak, they're going to be up 1-0. This is a long 4-game series, so they're going to probably look to go up 2-0 and at least guarantee themselves a split. Or they're going to have their win streak broken, and they're going to be looking to get right back into the win column against their arch rivals at home on a Friday night. This is just too good of a spot to pass up on the Yankees, so we won't. They got Max Fried on the mound. That's worked out great for him. He's been pitching lights out this season, maybe a Cy Young candidate. I'm not sure. He's got 13 wins to only 5 losses with just a sub-3 ERA. Home field advantage, the best pitcher on your staff on the mound against a hometown rival, looking to go on a 6-game win streak or bounce back from the loss, depending on what happened in Thursday's game 1. I love the Yankees in this spot, and at this price, like I said, too good to pass up, so we won't. So take the Yankees on the money line for my Friday night best bet.
There we go from Tony Brown. He's on the Yankees minus 157 here against the Red Sox, who will pitch Brian Bayo here in this spot here. 2 games in the loss column separates these Yankees and Red Sox as the Red Sox are chasing the Yankees here. And, your thoughts here on this Yankees team? I know the season's a bunch of up and down, right? They went through it down, but they got right there in Tampa Bay as those bats got going.
Right, that's the great thing about baseball. It's so long. It's like a losing streak doesn't necessarily put you out of it like it would in any other sport. And then a nice long winning streak doesn't just separate you from all the teams like it would in any other sports. It's so many games. The losses and the win streaks, they're going to come and be a part of it. It's just how you have your team headed into the playoffs. And health is a major issue. And like the Yankees going on that losing streak early and now starting to bounce back into shape. They're 8-3 in their last 11 games. And like I said, on a 5-game win streak, that's the formula when you want to get late in the season headed towards the playoffs. And plus, I know I've been gone for a while, but nothing's changed. And to be the best, you have to beat the best. Until somebody dethrones them, the Dodgers and the Yankees, they're the best 2 teams going until somebody proves otherwise.
There you go with Tony Brown. He's on the Yankees minus 157. This would have a start time here Friday night at 7 p.m. Each time. Watch it over on Prime Video right now. It's time to see what's going on over at Pick Dog Premium here for the action on Friday. Tony Brown showing great results over the last 30 days. Head into a big weekend of action with baseball, preseason football, week 0 college football here on the Saturday card. Of course, we're looking here what's going on Friday. What you got going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Oh man, we had a great day today already. On Thursday, we went 3-0 to start the morning with the morning games. Friday, I'm going to have another triple pack up for you guys. If you're not into the 3-game thing, you just want to go large on one game, all of my plays are always individually for sale as well. You can buy the best bet you want to buy available. But if you really want to break your bookie 3 times over, I have all 3 plays available for only $39. If you're serious about making money, you can't beat that. Like you mentioned, we got college football coming up, pro football coming up. The NBA is going to return. The NHL is going to return. We got playoffs coming up for the baseball and World Series. It's going to be so many sports going, so much opportunity to make money. You don't want to get caught paying per day, per play, and per sport. You can get every single pick I release from every single one of those sports, playoffs and championship picks included. There's no upselling. Everything I release for a full 365 days to play. It's not a month pass. It's a full VIP year pass. And like I said, if you're serious about making money, grab that pass and let's get paid every day.
That's right. Get on board with Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs Premium. So you get results over the past 30 days. Links in the description. That'll take you right on over to Pick Dogs Premium. Follow here, land here, hit the handicapper tab. And you'll find Tony Brown and go ahead and get signed up. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off. The way to go here is with those long-time subscriptions. Those are the way to go with, especially with all these sports overlapping. Remember that 30-day pass will get you a lot of the NFL, college football, and well into the start of the season and more. So get on board and use the promo code PICK to save that 15% off. All right, Tony Brown, is always great having you show. Continue that great success, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Right. Like I said, you can never come back home. I appreciate you having me back on, and I look forward to seeing you guys more out throughout the season.
You got a Tony Brown here on the Drive Thru. And now it's time for my pick. We move over to the Cardinals and Rays here. Friday night, we see the Rays favorite $1.27 total coming here at 9 runs. Miles Mikolas is going to start here for St. Louis. He'll face Adrian Hauser here for the Rays. And the Rays, well, they've hit right-handers pretty well this year, 260. Cardinals just 243 batting average on the road. But look at Mikolas in his 12 road starts in the ERA near 6.5. Hauser, really good form. His past 14 starts, ERA of 2.67. St. Louis have lost 14-21 on the road, losing 6.5 units. As home favorite, even money minus 150. The Rays here are 21-15, returning 2.5 units. So our pick here in this one is going to be here on Tampa Bay here at minus the 127. All right, guys, be sure to click the link in the description. That'll take you right on over to Pick Dogs Premium. And, of course, you'll find my link here, number 2 for the year over at Pick Dogs for the past 12 months, I should say. And when you click the link and go over to my page, you can see results I'm putting up are pretty impressive. Here, look at the past 12 months, over 4,000 units of profit, last 90, last 60. Very consistent here. I'll have a best bet ready to roll Friday, as well as a 3-pack ready for you guys. So get on board with me over at Pick Dogs Premium. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. Match up with your favorite capper with the multi-capper promotion and get signed up. All right, we'll be back again tomorrow here with another drive. Remember, we're on demand Tuesday through Saturday. Make sure you hit that like, that subscribe. Greatly appreciate that, as it really helps to build up our audience, and that those likes really do a lot for us. So it's greatly appreciated. All right. That's going to do it for now. I'm Tony T. We'll talk with you guys later.